Howdy my friends, and welcome to the channel today. I'm Luke, Thunderhead289 here on YouTube. Now I do read your comments, and a lot of folks were rather frustrated. You didn't read my pinned comment that I said I have the Mower Carb along with me, and I plan to install it in front of, an audience, because might as well, and then we're going to run it on power tour. So we've done the first day. I've installed it in front of people, and now we're driving the Mower Carb on power tour. So we're just gonna see how it goes. But driving back from power tour through traffic, got through it just fine. The reason that the Mower Carb was off is I actually snapped my throttle cable, so I had to come up with something creative that was a little more robust, and it took me a few days. And with all the variables with heat and everything, I just wanted to get down here before we put it to the test. So let's look under the hood and I'll show you kind of what I did, what I had issues with, and now we're in good shape. And you can get what you want. Mower Carb's on it. We're gonna see how it does. All right, you can see a lot of people are having heating issues. This Mustang is one of them, and just a lot of folks down here, as it's like 100 degrees. You can see the sweat just dripping off my arm trying to ride in this thing with no AC. But all that aside, there she is. I installed it there on day one. This was my issue, where this was a lawnmower throttle thing, pretty much stock, and what happened is this little pivot ball eventually popped out, and then my throttle was just flapping in the breeze. So I took a bolt, drilled through the bolt, tapped the bolt, and then we have our throttle cable sandwiched in here, and now it pivots nice and linear with no issues. So that's what we want to see, and we're in good shape. So running good, like I said. Drove back to the hotel with it just fine, and we're going to put it to the test on the road. But it's like driving a normal car and just cutting out some horsepower, but you're by no means a road hazard. And I know you guys want to see this thing fired up. The carb cheater doing everything it needs to do to make the Mower Carb work out, of course. Fans on. Mower Carb firing to life here. There she is. In previous videos, I try and make it very clear that the only reason that this really works is we have a controlled vacuum leak here to a Chevy idle air control valve. You can see I kind of refined the module here, so it's in a lot better package and easier to deal with. It's not a bunch of crazy stuff all over the place. So I've simplified that since the last video. But basically we're watching air-fuel ratio down from a wideband port on the exhaust, and we're trimming our air-fuel ratio based on that reading proportionally to the deviation from what we want it to be, which we can adjust from our phone. But I have it set to 14.5, and we're cruising down the road good. And I think I'll just leave it like that, and we'll just see how it does. But so far, so good. So if you're on power tour and we're going close to or through one of your cities, come on down and say hi. The Mower Carb will definitely be installed, unless some extraneous weird thing happens with the throttle cable again, which I highly doubt, because it's way overbuilt at this point. I probably have 500 or 600 miles now on the Mower Carb, and it's still hanging in there pretty okay. So but one thing I do want to say about it is I did all this for absurdity, not practicality. This all started as an April Fool's Day joke where folks got really rude on the internet and said it would never work. So we just kind of did this whole thing to prove that it would. And we could learn some things along the way about carb sizing and fluid dynamics and ignition timing and things that are seldom talked about online. But now with it on here, 100-degree heat, extreme conditions, we're just seeing how far we can push this thing. So rest assured, you'll see more of this.